Hi, this is James from the Big Easy, the host of the Who Dat Temple on Twitch.tv and on iVlog, and you are watching WGS-TV. It's good!
You have warped your way into another episode of WGS-TV right here on YouTube.com/WrestleGamer. I'm the WrestleGamer, Double B Bujo, and this is going to be the Thursday night Smackdown review for the week of March 5th, 2015. Very quickly, guys and gals, I just want to let you know March 5th, 2015, yesterday's date was my grandmother's birthday, and for some odd reason, my grandma's on YouTube, and she comes across my channel. Hey, Grandma, happy birthday. Anyway, guys and gals, I'm going to introduce the panel for this week's Thursday night SmackDown review. First off, ladies and gentlemen, he is on the brink of insanity. He is the hardcore host of Hardcore Wrestling Radio, Rick Head. Rick, how you hanging in there?
So long as fucking Google Plus is not pissing me off while I'm trying to make my new HWR logo, I'll be fine. Otherwise, you know.
You'll be minus a screen pretty soon.
Yes.
And ladies and gentlemen, he's our resident music mogul over on YouTube.com/LanceMossTV and current cool down expert. He is Lance Moss. Lance, how you doing?
I'm doing good. Google, don't make Rick have to go call Dr. Shelby.
Well, anyway, we would start on Thursday Night SmackDown with basically a big old game of hot potato with the Intercontinental Championship. Dolph Ziggler comes out and explains what the championship means to him. Then he said another person who rightfully deserves a spot at WrestleMania, and it appeared it was going to be Daniel Bryan that he was calling out. Then out comes Bad News Barrett. Then Dean Ambrose would add to the melee, and then somehow R-Truth snuck in, stole the Intercontinental Championship once again, and made off with it. This is probably, I gotta say, without a doubt, Rick, the weirdest build-up to an Intercontinental Championship match I have ever seen in my life.
It is one of the weirdest, but you know what? I absolutely love it. I've said it on several shows. It's excellent. And I was posting this over on Google Plus, and some people really don't like it. I'm like, are you crazy? This is awesome, and you know, this definitely has remnants of the old hardcore 24/7 title search. And even though it doesn't exactly have that feel, but it definitely says that the WWE needs a television title.
Definitely. It's an interesting concept, to say the least. Anyway, what the whole melee would turn into, the main event. It was Luke Harper and Bad News Barrett taking on Dolph Ziggler and Dean Ambrose. We'll get to that when we get to it. Tyson Kidd and Cesaro taking on Los Matadores. Man, the Bullfighters gimmick, man, that's a gimmick that just died in WWE. I mean, it had potential to be entertaining, especially with El Torito. And if El Torito wasn't there, then nobody would give two craps about Fernando and Diego. But even now, with El Torito being there, no one gives a crap about Fernando and Diego, honestly, and nobody
ever did.
Well, yeah, you got a point there. I think they were more focused on El Torito, and right now even El Torito can't save this dying gimmick. Tyson and Cesaro Kid would pick up the win on there, and nothing really else to talk about that. Backstage segment, Kane and the Big Show, both of them proclaiming that they're going to be in the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. And quite interesting, guys, on an upcoming video, we're going to be starting a brand new Q&A series right here on WGS-TV. And incidentally, one of the first questions will be about the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. But the only way to find out what it is to tune into that video. But both of them would proclaim that they were going to be in the Battle Royal. And then Big Show would kind of make a snippet about Kane's wardrobe. You know, if corporate Kane, no, I think it was like with a big red monster show up, or with someone, or the spokesman from Men's Warehouse, and then I forget what the slogan is.
He goes, "You're gonna like." He goes, "Watch," because you're gonna like what you see. I guarantee it.
I thought that was quick. I thought that was a nice one right there by Kane. I don't know if that was scripted or if that was improv, but I'd say nicely done. However, the matchup with Ryback and Kane, Not so much. Ryback hit the Meathook clothesline while Kane was distracted by the Big Show, and Ryback would pick up the win, and then Kane using his powers as Director of Authority, or Director of Operations, I should say. The Director of Authority was another company. You would put Big Show in a match with Ryback, and this time with this match, the distraction actually pays off for Big Show, as Big Show hit the KO punch on Ryback. But I'll give one other thing to notice, to take away from this, Lance. I don't know if you saw this, but when Big Show was staring at Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal Championship trophy, he was striking the same damn pose as Andre the Giant on the trophy. Again, kudos to WWE. I thought that was hilarious.
Oh, yeah. And honestly, Big Show, remember one thing, if you make it the Big Show Memorial, that pretty much means you're dead.
Yep, pretty much. Pretty much. The
Even
return.
He's been dead for about 5 years.
Yep. Anyway, guys and gals, the return of AJ Lee to in-ring competition with WWE on SmackDown, taking on Brie Bella. And this goes to something that I've hyped about countless times on past reviews, whether it be a SmackDown review, an NXT review, or a Monday Night Raw review, or even a pay-per-view review. When you give your divas, your in-ring female talent, an adequate amount of time to put on a good match, they can pull through. And honestly, AJ Lee and Brie Bella pulled through. I thought for once it was actually a decent match between AJ and Brie Bella. Now, if they would have went out there and had like a Baron Corbin type of a match, a 15-second match, I would have been pissed off. But the fact of the matter is that they went out there and actually worked a really good match between these two. Kind of tells me, in a sense, Rick, that possibly maybe Vince McMahon is listening to some of the fans out there about hashtag Give Divas a Chance.
I wouldn't say he was listening. I think it's because that she had AJ had posted that, and because there was a little bit of a trend going on for a little bit, and then this was AJ's comeback. So he probably said, all right, I'm going to give them a half of a chance. For how long? Maybe until after WrestleMania, and then you're going to see it dip back down. Because let's be honest, WWE does like to give them little spurts. But do I feel that it's going to be? Do I ever see them go, like main eventing Raw or a pay-per-view like we see over in NXT? No. I hate to say it, but no chance in hell.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, the following match on SmackDown is guaranteed to make you feel a little stiff. It was kind of hard checking out this matchup because this matchup was sponsored by Niagara, the Miz and Damien Mizdow taking on the New Day. Again, I am still waiting for the day, Lance, when we officially see the split between the Miz and Damien Mizdow. And I think a lot of fans would like to see that happen at WrestleMania.
Yeah, honestly, we see little cracks are forming in the relationship, or whatever you want to call it.
How about the slap in the face on Monday Night Raw? That was a pretty big crack.
Yeah, that's a Grand Canyon sized crack right there. But I see
Niagara sized crack.
I meant Grand Canyon.
Oh, sorry.
I just how I see it, possibly Miz slaps Sandow while he's trying to eliminate somebody. Then Sandow just gets pissed off and throws Miz over the top rope in the Memorial Battle Royal.
Yeah, that's right, because they're both in the Memorial Battle Royal. So, yeah, the split could actually happen at WrestleMania, guys and gals. That's something we really have to take in consideration. But the Miz was a little jealous of the attention Mizdow was getting from the adulation and the attention that Mizdow was getting from the crowd. Makes him actually stand on the outside, makes him turn his back, and then while that was happening, Biggie would come in, and Biggie and Kofi would hit the midnight hour on the Miz to pick up the win, and then we hear the Miz complaining, saying, "Where were you? Where were you?" And again, I'd like to know exactly when that split would happen, but chances are, if a good spot to do it would probably be in that Memorial Battle Royal. Jack Swagger and Rusev, oh my God. Oh my God, Rick. And I'm not saying that because of the match. The matchup was actually a little decent. What I'm talking about when I say, oh my God, brother,
Oh,
is that Curtis Axel, and probably the 80th looking promo. I'm talking about, if you guys know what I'm talking about, go back to the 1980s, the golden era of professional wrestling, the way they used to cut promos on each other, standing in front of a green screen, and they have their logo flash on the TV screen right behind them. That's exactly what we got out of Curtis Axel. And the reason why I find the gimmick, he made a challenge to Rusev, and the reason why I'm laughing is he's basically doing a Hulk Hogan persona, but Rick, every time he goes out there, he gets his ass kicked, and it's just hilarious to me.
Yeah, it is hilarious, but I think I said it last night on the HWR page. It's just Curtis Axel. He often imitates, and he never originates, because the guy first he did. When he first came out as Curtis Axel, he was kind of like an old remnants of like Curtis Hennig, or he was trying to be like another Mr. Perfect because he was riding on his daddy's shoes. That didn't work. And now he's trying to be Axel Mania, and now he's trying to be like a Hulk Hogan. And that's not working. Wanna know why? Because the guy is a good wrestler. And don't get me wrong, he does have great wrestling skills, but he doesn't have a good gimmick. And until he has a good gimmick and decides to be himself, he's not going to get anywhere.
Well, 9 times out of 10 in the wrestling industry, when you want to get noticed by the crowd and your original gimmick isn't working, then it would kind of make sense to try to take a gimmick that's worked in the past and make it kind of entertaining and humorous. Let me give you a perfect example about that. The perfect example about that would be Damien Mizdow. What I say about that is we came out as Damien Sandow. What did he really do with his gimmick besides winning Money in the Bank when he was the intellectual savior of the masses? Where did he really go?
Nowhere.
Absolutely nowhere. Exactly. Then he starts being Miz's stunt double and kind of mimicking what Miz did, and that actually gained him and garnered him all this adulation, all of this attention.
But listen to what you said and how you said it. He wasn't going out as somebody else's. He wasn't going out as somebody else's gimmick by himself. He was going with Miz. Miz, who kind of, let's face it, is a jackass, was acting like a jackass, and he was acting like a jackass along with him. And the fans started saying, "Well, look, we liked Mizdow because what was happening with Mizdow? Mizdow was acting like a complete buffoon, and they were cheering for him, and that's what happened." And then Miz started saying, "No, you're not supposed to be the star. I am," and that happens on a complete. That is a rarity. When you go out by yourself and you act like somebody else's character, they're like, "You're a fucking idiot. Go out back."
But what if this is a gimmick that actually gets him noticed by the crowd and actually gets him over?
It's getting him over to a point. It's gonna get him over with some fans. Do you think this is gonna get him to the world title shot where he's gonna become the world champion? Honestly.
No.
All right, then. This is going to get him cheers. Like I said, this will get him a Santino recognition.
Would you put Damien Mizdow in that same category?
No.
Right now, at this point, he can probably get a little bit higher than that. If he changes character around to get me some seriousness, he can get up to a mid-card push. Where he goes from there, I don't know. Honestly, maybe. It's hard. But, the point is...
Well, let me ask you this, though. Let me ask you this. You shot high for World Heavyweight Championship, and we kind of agree right now with the gimmick he's doing that I don't think we all agree that wouldn't be a perfect fit for him. But what about a mid-card spot, like United States champion, Intercontinental champion? He is a former Intercontinental champion.
Correct. All right, I'll give you yeah, he is. And... Maybe if he won the United States Championship on with the help of John Cena, maybe if if John Cena went in, hit him with an AA, whatever, and then he went in and pinned him.
Oh my! How how would that demeaning and how, that would be kind of almost crippling to Rusev's gimmick if they had Curtis frickin'
Exactly.
Axel
So
pin him on Monday Night Raw. And again, I'm laughing because, you know, you go out there acting
but
like
the
the
sad thing
Hulkster.
is you can actually see that happening.
Yeah, and that's why I still laugh about it. Anyway, guys and gals, the main event on SmackDown this week, Luke Harper and AJvsBrie taking on Dolph Ziggler and Dean Ambrose with, once again, R-Truth on commentary. I'm going to thumbs up R-Truth on commentary because this actually makes commentary entertaining, because you always want to hear what Truth is going to say next. Because for the longest time, he was referring to Byron Saxton as Coach, and we all know who Coach is. He's over on Jonathan Coachman, for all the idiots out there who don't know. Yeah, he's a guy that's on ESPN right now.
What's ESPN?
and then all of his antics and everything that he does on commentary is entertaining, and that's what I love about the guy. You know, no matter what he does, it's always something different, funny, entertaining, makes commentary actually worth listening to, because 9 times out of 10 I'm tune out commentary because commentary just flat out sucks in WWE. But R-Truth actually makes it worth listening to because you always want to hear what he's going to say next. The tag match with these guys was actually really, really good. I mean, great spots. Can't say really anything bad about it. The finish was really spot on. Ziggler would hit the zigzag on Luke Harper to pick up the win, and then, of course, another melee would ensue, and AJvsBrie was looking for the Intercontinental Championship, gets knocked out by Dean Ambrose. And let's just say this, though. As R-Truth, a little bit of a different scenario from Monday Night Raw. If you guys remember the scenario on Monday Night Raw when R-Truth was confronted by Luke Harper. Luke Harper clotheslined the crap out of him. A little bit of a different scenario on SmackDown, as this time R-Truth took the first shot. And waiting for him on the staging area, Daniel Bryan. And R-Truth, once again, just hands over the championship belt to Daniel Bryan, to positive response from the crowd that night. And as Daniel Bryan was celebrating with the Yes Movement for some reason, Stardust attacks Daniel Bryan from behind and now is in possession of the Intercontinental Championship belt. Lance, when you look at the actions of the main event on Thursday Night SmackDown, would it be a safe bet to assume that Daniel Bryan and Stardust are now involved in the Intercontinental Championship ladder match?
Except for one thing. Daniel Bryan went down holding his neck.
Well, ever since he came back, he's always going down holding his neck.
I'm not sure if that's a work or that's something to be concerned about. It's my only thing. And he is extremely valuable to the company. Yeah, he's a B-plus player, whatever the hell some people want to say. But just like you don't want him in a match against Lesnar to get hurt, let's face it, a 7, 8 man, however the hell many man's going to be in this match, ladder match is fairly dangerous.
But not only to him, but to the other people that are involved in the match, too. They're at risk as well.
Very true, but we don't know if he's, how do I put it, 100% the old Daniel Bryan, if you get what I'm trying to say.
I definitely do. I definitely do. When people get injured and they come back from injury, you never know. Can they still do the same thing that they used to?
That's neck injury.
Yeah. So only time will tell what WWE does with Daniel Bryan and Stardust, for that matter, in the Intercontinental Championship ladder match. Overall score on Thursday Night SmackDown this week, I gotta say, it was a decent show. It wasn't bad. It wasn't 5-star spectacular, but it was a decent show. I can't say really anything bad about it. decent match with Brie Bella and AJ Lee. Like I said, give Divas an adequate amount of time to work a damn good match. And I'm talking 10 minutes, maybe 15 minutes around that. Don't 5 minutes, anything less than 5 minutes is, to me, is not an adequate match. In my personal opinion, that's a squash. And that doesn't make anybody look good. Best match of the night, I am actually going to give it to the main event for several reasons. One of them, it was actually a really good tag match. And two, R-Truth on commentary, more entertainment just with that. And three, the post-match activity, especially with R-Truth handing the title over to Daniel Bryan and then Stardust attacking Daniel Bryan, and where, again, it probably like anywhere between 85 to 100% positive that WWE will insert Daniel Bryan and Stardust into the Intercontinental Championship ladder match. But we're not saying that for sure. We're just assuming from what we saw. I'm trying to go through here, and I think probably the only thing I could say for a worst segment of the night, Curtis Axel. And I'm not saying that to be mean to him, but you go out there, you're giving yourself the Hulk Hogan gimmick, and you all know that on Monday Night Raw you're going to get your ass kicked. It's just hilarious. It's just hilarious. That's all I can say about it. 3.75 out of 5 for SmackDown this week. Rick, over to you. What's your overall score and your picks for best and worst match or segment of Thursday Night SmackDown this week?
I have to say, definitely the best segment was the IC hot potato segments. Definitely was the best thing. I'm definitely looking forward to that for WrestleMania. I think, as the WWE even said it, I think they could actually steal the show for that pay-per-view. Worst segment, Curtis Axel. Oh God, where that's gonna go, I'm almost scared to say what's gonna happen to that. As far as the overall overall show, wasn't overly impressed. I'll give it a solid 3 just to be nice.
And Lance, over to you. What's your overall score and your picks for best and worst match or segment of Thursday Night SmackDown this week?
Well, overall, I'll give it. I'm kind of in the middle of where y'all were. I'll give it a 3.25. Because it was an entertaining show. Wasn't nothing that made me go, oh, good God Almighty, what the hell am I watching? Then again, the whole segment where Axel came on the ring made me go, oh, brother. Okay, that joke died on the vine then. The best segments, the beginning and ending, but Intercontinental Scrambles, if y'all know what I mean.
Yeah, the hot potato.
Yeah, and best match, I actually got a dual best match because they're both really good. One to me.
Mm-hmm.
The Divas and also the main event.
And ladies and gentlemen, the reason why Lance Moss selects the Divas match as tied for best match of the night is because of hashtag
that ass.
And on that note, guys and gals, we'll be to know from you guys out there, the viewers and subscribers, your thoughts on Thursday Night SmackDown this week. What are your overall scores? What are your picks for best and worst match or segment of Thursday Night SmackDown this week? We definitely want to know what you guys have to say out there. Be sure to put your comments in the comments section below. Don't forget to like and favorite this video. Rick, where can fans check you out on HWR?
Of course, you can always check us out on our Facebook page. That's facebook.com/Hardcore Wrestling Radio. And anytime you want to connect to any other social media, just look us up under HWR Show.
Now, this will be before you punch out your screen, right?
Actually, no, I just smoked, so now I'm in a happy place.
Lance, what can fans expect to see when they come visit your channel over on youtube.com/LanceMossTV?
Album reviews, NASCAR discussion videos, redneck on videos, musical equipment reviews, some rants, the archives of controversies and scandals. Also, hit me up on Twitter. It's @LanceMossTV.
WGS-TV is on social media, ladies and gentlemen, on Facebook, facebook.com/WGS-TV, Twitter at twitter.com/TheWrestleGamer, also on Instagram, instagram.com/TheWrestleGamer. Yes, I'm on Instagram. Yeah, why, I don't know, but I'm still doing it. Anyway, guys and gals, don't forget to check us out on social media, and also, if you haven't yet, please subscribe to youtube.com/WrestleGamer for more content like this and all of my Let's Plays right here on WGS-TV. So with that being said, for the hardcore host of Hardcore Wrestling Radio, Rick Head, and the incomparable Lance Moss from Lance Moss TV, I'm the WrestleGamer, Del Boudreaux, saying before you punch out your screen, be sure you smoke a doobie.